Lakeland Public Television's Common Ground is brought to you by the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund.
But I truly find that as people learn more about birds and get out and do more birding, the more they learn, the more they enjoy it, and the more they see. And so it's like a lifelong learning pursuit.
Yeah, how long have you been identifying birds? And
well, let's see, 19...
Probably going on 50 years.
Yeah, at least.
Well, there's different types of birds. So spring birds will go down south, and birds from Canada will come down, and you'll see different species for each season, kind of. And
and you also their plumage, their colors actually change with the season sometimes.
We're standing at the boat launch at Rice Lake National Wildlife Refuge, 5 miles south of McGregor, Minnesota. Rice Lake is one of approximately 550 national wildlife refuges scattered across the country. It's a beautiful location. We have an abundance of habitat types that are attractive to various bird species, and our birders flock here as well. The birders have been increasing in numbers over the years. It's become a real, it's more than just a hobby for many of them. It's almost a cultural thing anymore. To be a birder is a thing of honor, and they're very important to us in that they are monitoring our bird usage, our species that come through from season to season, and they're kind of they have their finger on the pulse, if you will, as to what changes might be taking place in the bird world.
I'm president of the Beneshi Council Bird Club. It's a local bird club that serves Brainerd, Crosby, and Aiken areas. And we have a membership of about, somewhere around 55, 60 members, varying ages.
Well, we started birding because we had seen evening grosbeaks come into our yard, feeding on box elder trees, and wondered, well, what are they? And my neighbor told me what they were, and I said to Steve, well, maybe we should put up a bird feeder. So that's how we started birding, by identifying the birds in our yard. And then from then on, we wanted to see other birds, and we were interested. And then we became interested in all the birds in Minnesota. And then
Well, we were down in Florida, living down there. Ken's originally from Florida. And we went out on a Christmas bird count. Wasn't that it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'd say that was our first real birding venture, but it just sort of picked up after that. And we found when we went on vacation, we were birding, and that was what we enjoyed doing. It was like exploring or going on a scavenger hunt. You're always looking for new things. It was fun. So we just kept going and going. We had great mentors, Joe and Steve Blanich, Warren Nelson had taught us, and now we're turning around and teaching other people.
We've been all over North America, Alaska, Nova Scotia, Newfoundland, Florida, Texas, California, you name it.
We've been to the tropics, been to Belize, been to Grand Cayman, Mexico, the Yucatan, the Pacific coast to Puerto Vallarta. Then inside the country, we've been out to Maine and all over the Midwest and out west to the Rockies, and we've just had a fabulous time.
We still have a lot of places to explore, and we're hoping to spend time doing that. Now, binoculars are essential, and people usually start with cheaper ones, and then they borrow somebody's and go, oh, these are really better, and then they go buy a more expensive pair. The better binoculars draw in more light and more clarity, so you can pick out birds at greater distance. We also use spotting scopes often, and then different kinds of things to play bird recordings, like bird pods. with little speakers and that. It's really handy when you can call up a bird song right away and just double check that you're hearing the right thing, or to teach new people what the bird sounds like. You can play it for them and then they hear it and go, oh yeah, I got it, that's what it is.
You sometimes want to look at where you're finding them, like if it's in the trees or in the swamp or something, or if it's and also like body patterns, colors, shape,
habitat,
calls,
and range, and
especially calls.
Just once you hear them more and more, you just start kind of getting used to them, and then you start noticing the differences, and you'll find new calls and
different pitches,
zero in, and yeah,
different pitches and like patterns of how they call, especially, are what you really got to look for.
You know, birders get asked that question, what's your favorite bird? And I heard this from someone, and this applies to me. It happens, the bird I'm looking at the time is my favorite.
You know, we often, after we've been out birding for the day, we go, oh, best bird of the day is, and we fill in the blank and then go, oh yeah, and this, and this, and this. And so there's usually several. Like today, we saw warblers and black-throated green and Nashville warblers. We had good looks at those. Yeah, those are good birds for the day.
Yep. You can find clubs all over the state and all over the country, and it's a very close-knit group, or open group I should say, but the advanced birders are always more than willing to help the beginning birders pick up the skills and learn to identify birds by their calls, by their plumage, by their habitat type, you know, where to look for these birds, how to attract them to their backyard feeders. It's a very popular pastime. It's enjoyable for everyone that takes up the sport.
People are not used to birding. When they look at a bird through their binoculars and see the gorgeous colors and hear the bird sing, you absolutely cannot help but get excited.
Get people excited about birds. That's what we really want people to come out and experience birds in a variety of ways.
Stay outside and keep at it and just practice learning calls and colors and everything, and it just grows on you. You get hooked.
Yeah, keep with it and have fun.
It's just a great opportunity for anyone that wants to enjoy nature to pick up their binoculars and go birding.
It can be a huge amount of fun, and it increases your awareness of what's going on around you.
Yeah, and go out with somebody who you enjoy their company. It's a great way to spend time outdoors with people you enjoy.
This is partying with binoculars.
If you enjoyed this segment of Lakeland Public Television's Common Ground, consider making a contribution at lptv.org. If you have segment ideas pertaining to North Central Minnesota, contact us at legacy@lptv.org. Common Ground is funded by the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund by the vote of the people on November 4th, 2008.